G'day folks, it's Cortezerino. We are over in Persia today because we are doing a project. If you remember my dumbest Minecraft project ever, the welcome mat, all of that project was designed to get me a bunch of sandstone so I could build a great big new storage area. And we are going to do that over in Persia. The problem is, I have pretty much decided not to build it out of sandstone. But before I go into why I am not building my big new storage room and super smelter building thingy out of sandstone, even though this whole area is sandstone, I will show you what I've been up to. I mentioned I was doing some terraforming around the Hanging Gardens because I wanted to put in a river. So I originally started doing a natural sort of river, as you can see over there in the mouth, but it quickly developed into something a lot more terraformed, a lot more built over. So we've got this, I don't know if it looks good yet, I have to build some more around it before I know if I like this, but we've got a kind of like a canal going around the Hanging Gardens, and you can it probably looks a little bit better from down here. Let's land on the beacon. A great big open area in front of the Hanging Gardens, and the idea is boats can come in here, just little boats, because it's not too deep, and probably dock around those bits and these bits here. So I'll have to build a boat or two. But this has taken me about 2 days. Look at all that lapis! I have been raiding the other members of the server for their lapis because I've been spamming it. It is absolutely everywhere. And this also took a long time because I put sand all around the bottom of the water, and actually there's I don't know if it's a design flaw. I knew I was doing it because I wanted to keep the mobs away, but there's only one way out of this water unless you've got ender pearls, and that's this little staircase here. And we've got some squid ink. Cool. So I've been building some more retaining walls, and I haven't really sort of known where I'm going with this, just building stuff up. Because I wanted to make some flat areas so we can actually do some building, so it's not all slopey hills. It's a very hilly area around here. So I've started one big flat area here, and I've built it in a way that this is probably leading to a bridge that will connect to where the beacon is over there. But that's not what we're doing today. Today is the big grand storage smelter area, and that is going to be nestled in between those two hills. And I got the idea for this because one of our server members is currently in Turkey, the country Turkey. Don't get any weird ideas. He is in Istanbul, and he took a photo in Istanbul and he posted it on our Discord chat. And I said, what's that weird building in the back? That would look pretty good in Persia. And it's the kind of building that I probably should have known about already. It's called, I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's like the Hagia Sophia. I think it was originally a mosque, or at least a place of worship. It might be a museum now. I'm really mixing my centuries here. The Hanging Gardens next to the Hagia Sophia. I'm pretty sure this was built about 10,000 years before Muhammad, maybe 600, 10,000. Probably about 1,000 years this thing was built before the Hagia Sophia. My guess is something like that. But that doesn't matter. I can still build it, and I'm not going to go super duper detailed trying to get it exactly the same because it will end up the size of that thing. It is a very detailed building. But I've been playing around in creative, doing a few things. So, like I've said before, I do not like to build in creative. I just get an idea of what I'm doing, and then I come into survival and build it. So we are going to go into creative and have a look at what I have done so far and what I'm using as my template. And the reason I'm not going to build out of sandstone is because that building is red. So I don't know how a red building is going to go in here. Like Griff has been changing this village over here. He's been renovating the village that I got all my villages off originally. So he's fixed this entire area up. So it's looking cool, and it has a lot of acacia wood in. So I think I can make a big red building over there using a lot of acacia, and it won't look too out of place. Isn't she beautiful? No, she is very, very ugly indeed. But this is all I've done, and I am sick of building in creative. I am ready to jump into survival. And you're probably thinking, this is a mess, Cortez. What are you doing? Well, I've just been using these quartz blocks just to try and get the shape right, because all I found on the internet, apart from pictures of the building, but it is a huge building, it's hard to tell what it looks like from pictures, I found a floor plan that looked like this. So I put a little grid over the top so I could sort of put in the blocks, and I just drew it on the ground, and I've tried to build up from it to try and make the building look like the same sort of shape. And this is nearly to scale for the real Hagia Sophia, whatever it's called. I think it's about 9 blocks too small. But that's okay. That's okay. I don't need a huge building. So I've been experimenting with a few reds. Like I got all the reds I could think of and laid them out here. Or all the good ones at least. And most of them look horrible. But I think the regular terracotta without any colour and the acacia wood look the best. And other than that, I don't really know what I'm doing. I am just going to jump into survival and get started, because I think once I'm there, I will know which blocks sort of fit in. So that's what I'm going to do now, guys. I'm going to try and transform this monstrosity into something that actually looks half decent. Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting creepers. They are all over the place. I just had to have a little sleep. There's one over there. We've got a pigman. Yeah, he's far off in the distance. I think we're okay. Is there any hiding in amongst the pillars? No, we are good. So here is the thing about building in survival. The reason I prefer it over building in creative, at least for these very big projects. So the Hagia Sophia, I really got to learn how to pronounce it. Is that another creeper? No, that's a vine. This is why I do not die very often in Minecraft, guys. I am very careful. So the Hagia Sophia is red, but it is a very dull red. So I'm trying to find some dull reddish colours that all go together. And I've come up with this for the design. Now, I am not sure about it. So if I was doing this on creative, I'd look at that and go, nah, not sure about that. And I'd take it apart and try something else. And I'd spend hours fiddling around and then trying to build domes on top and seeing if the colours match. And, you know, after many, many hours of mucking around, I would be no closer to figuring out what I wanted to do. And I would have wasted all that time. But in survival, I just have to build it, and then at the very end I can stand back and have a look at it and go, do they go together? Oh, maybe I have to change that little bit and that little bit. So I actually get a lot more work done a lot quicker if I just do it in survival. And it's not too bad. Like, it looks a little bit odd, but, you know, we'll see how we go. So I've just mapped out a bit of a floor plan. We've got a big courtyard up the front here. I think this is, in real life, this is the entrance to the thing. This is the front where the courtyard is, but I don't really know. I haven't done too much research. And on that too, like the Hagia Sophia has all these outbuildings that, just by the photos, to me look like they were added later. And they're made out of stone rather than the red materials. So I wasn't actually going to build them. I was just going to build what I assumed was the original. But now I'm thinking, like, this red is very different from that sandstone. Maybe I could, once this is all done, add those little outbuildings, the little extra bits that were built on top, and build them out of sandstone. And maybe that would wrap the whole area together a lot nicer. But anyway, I am just working on walls at the moment. It's very red, it's very odd looking, but it's an odd looking building. It's beautiful, but trying to build that in Minecraft is a little bit difficult. So anyway, I am going to continue, get all the walls up, and I will try and concentrate. I actually have a bushfire about 8 kilometers from my house right now. It's a little bit worrying, pretty windy outside, but I think I'll be okay. Between me and the fire, there is another suburb and my kids' school, so I think I should be fine. Well, we are definitely making some progress, guys. I'd say I'm probably nearly halfway done with the exterior. I don't know what I'm going to do with the interior yet because I'm going to be filling it up with storage and smelters. But it's coming along. The half of this I built really, really quickly. Partly because I started with the really easy bits, the bits I knew how I was going to build them. But progress has slowed down quite a bit at the moment because I am constantly running out of resources. I have to go cutting down acacia all the time, and I've had to run out to the mesa to get more clay. So yes, it is very slow going right now. But there are some pretty cool things that I've sort of just stumbled upon with the design, like these roofs. I needed grey, and I can't fly. My connection's not very good. Let's get back up there so I can keep talking about the roof. So I needed grey roofs, and I really didn't want to go for just stone, brick or stone the whole way through. So I'm using the light grey clay, just mixing in a bit of stone brick here and there, but just to spawn proof it, I put down some carpet, and that looked pretty bad. So I mixed in some pressure plates. And I think it looks pretty good, actually. It's a nice little detail that I wasn't planning on doing, but, just building in survival, you come up with these things. Another bit that I really like is just over here. See, we've got this red wall here. It looks a lot redder in the real building, probably because it's protected from the elements a lot more, because it's got this little overhang. But the windows looked really dark, and I was having trouble doing it, but what I did in the end was just behind them here, I put in some coal blocks, and then rather than glass panes, I've put in... I can't even get up there. I'm not tall enough to jump. It's because of you. Hang on, here we go. Haha! Put in glass blocks rather than panes, and I just like the impression. It gives a real nice darkness to the windows. And the other thing that I'm working on right now that I'm kind of stuck on is this top bit. See, in the real building, this is very dark, these black columns I've got. So I already had the coal blocks in my inventory, so I just threw them in, but it looks way too black, I think. Even though that's how it looks in the real building, when I put it in here, it doesn't look right at all. So I was trying to think of another block that maybe wasn't as black. So I thought maybe nether brick. But something about using a block from the hell dimension in a mosque didn't really feel right. So I'm not going to use nether brick. I am going to try obsidian because it's got the lighter bits in it, and it won't be as dark as the coal blocks. And I am going to love it when it's done, because the thing with obsidian, if I place all this obsidian and I hate it, it's going to take forever to get rid of it. So I've already decided that I am going to love it. So I've got a sugar box full of obsidian, all my obsidian in the world. I hope I've got enough. I'm going to replace this and have a look. And I'm also going to try my first bit of building with a dragon egg. Yesterday was a bad day for building, my friends. I have been having internet troubles. It seemed like every half an hour yesterday my internet would cut out, and I should have known better, but I made the mistake of throwing an ender pearl, and nothing happened. Nothing happened at all, and I waited, and then on my other screen, on my camera account, the message came up. Cortezerino suffocated in a wall, and I didn't get to even see it, because my internet cut out, and when I logged back on, I was at spawn with zombies eating my face. So we are up to 4 deaths now, but that one doesn't count. Oh, while we're here, I'll give you a bit of a look in about why I'm building this structure. No, not that chest. Look at this. I am completely running out of storage. most of the double chests in here have a bunch of shulker boxes full, so I need to reclaim those shulker boxes because I've got nothing left. So that is why we are building a huge storage room, and we're done for this episode. It didn't help that I spent 2 days working on these canals before we even started recording, but I am out of time. So the building is not done, but it's about as done it is as done as I'm going to get it for this episode. Let me get onto the camera count so we can actually have a look at this thing. So as promised, I absolutely love the obsidian. You believe me, don't you? Of course you do. No, it does look 1,000 times better than the coal blocks, and you can see my dragon egg up the top. Now that little spire looks better the further you get away from it. When you get in a bit close, it looks a touch odd, but like that cobblestone wall just seems to be floating on top of the egg. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with that top section. It is looking much, much better, and it's pretty a reasonable rendition of the building I'm trying to do. Like, there are a few little bits where I haven't gone quite for the detail on the actual building because it just wasn't looking that flash, but it's the building's looking pretty good, I think. But leave me any comments about things you want to improve. Like, I'm still not sure about all the granite I've got mixed in. Like, it could be good, it could be bad. I'm not 100% sure about it. And we've still got a few little gaps in the walls, and I can throw in a few more details. Like, I need some things in those windows. They're a bit too big. But all in all, this place is looking pretty fantastic. Not a bad bit of work for one single episode. And on the inside, let's go in. I had planned to make the... Actually, I'm forgetting I'm in the camera count. I can fly straight through the walls. Here we go. I had planned to make it mostly just functional on the inside. It's going to be storage and it's going to be a smelter. But it's looking pretty cool on the inside here now, so I may have to make it a little bit decorative in here. But it is going to be mainly for storage, and I'm itching to figure out where I'm going to put everything so I can start moving stuff over and reclaiming some shulker boxes. So still a bit more to do on that. I've still got to do the courtyard, the whole front of the building and filling up little holes. And then there's all the outbuildings to go as well. Oh gosh, there's tons of work to do on that. So we're going to leave that for next episode. And I know I say that every time, but that's why I'm standing over here. We've got one unfinished build over there. We've got the unfinished hanging gardens here. And then my base is, if it will actually load in for us, it may not. There we go. The tower's missing the top of the tower. So I've got 3 massive builds over here and absolutely nothing is complete. So I know I always say we will be back here next episode and then I go off and start another project, but we are not starting new projects. We are going to try and finish something over here. Oh gosh, that may be my favourite. No, the Hanging Gardens is my favourite. What am I talking about? So thanks for watching, guys. We will be building a bit more on this building up the back. But hopefully next episode we'll get a little bit more technical. I've got some funny ideas for super smelters. But leave me any ideas for this building in the comments. And I will maybe ignore them. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Cheers, guys. I'm Cortezerino. I will see you later.